Awesome. Oh, sorry. I thought I was Jake LaMotta there for a second, the Raging Bull. A lot of people call me the Raging Bull loney thrower. All right, you've checked on to the tropical outlook. What are you looking at me like that for, Frank? There it is. Alive. This is from Eleuthera this morning. Eleuthera, Jamaica. Ooh, I want to take it. The center of Francois, located just off the, actually this would be a palm tree. And I did tell Garrett that some of you want him to draw pictures of Philadelphia buried under the day after tomorrow's snowstorm. So we could get that done when we do the winter weather outlook down the road. Water temperature profile, this is that signature we're talking about, cool and warm. And this is, we're coming down a little bit off the extreme here, and certainly coming down there. And we see some cool water here because how many you know? Aha, upwelling, Frances. And here's where Ivan, the terrible, has developed, and that's going to be an interesting system next week. This is Songda, and Songda is heading westa toward China. You know why? Because it knows it could get a deal on a buffet dinner out there. Shanghai Express, you know what I'm talking about? Or is that, no, that's a Shanghai Surprise. But it's amazing, all these things they develop and hit. Can you imagine being a forecaster out there, be a piece of cake? Yeah, this typhoon developed, here it comes. Predict where it's going to hit. There, actually, this is back down from the earlier run toward Japan, toward the Chinese coast here, and just one after another. There is a very beautiful picture of it. You know what it looks like, Frank? You know, this is Songda. It almost looks like it's, you know, has a dress on or something. You know, it's like a cyclops with it. Looks like a mullet. It's got a mullet. Wow, did you look at that? That's pretty wild stuff. This is Howard, and it's heading up to the northwest. Eventually, it's going to dissipate. It's too bad it couldn't turn off to the northeast here, because then it'd be a case of it beaching itself. It'd be Howard Beach, you know, like New York City, the Howard Beach. But its moisture may get involved in the southwest weather next week. Here is the Hurricane Center forecast, and it falls apart. You know, I got an uncle who lives in San Diego. I'm always trying to steer a storm up toward him too. You know, teach him a lesson. Hey, well, I'm from California. We never get storms out here. Yeah, but you get earthquakes, and that's not our fault. All right, there's a picture of Howard this morning. Very nice presentation. Very good, Howard. Very good. You became a strong Pacific hurricane. We're glad to see one of those. And there's another picture of it this morning. A lot of moisture, so this is going to be a player in the weather further north and east. And this is Francis, and the storm has moved from here yesterday to here on its way northwestward. Now, let me explain why I think this thing still has a chance to follow my path. First of all, it is following the path we had outlined, which is up to north of Freeport tomorrow. Then my theory is that this ridge is getting pumped here and is not going to break down as much as the models say, and that this ridge is not going to get built as much as the models say, and the fabled handoff, so that what happens is this breaks down, this high comes over the top and turns it in, is not a done deal. So quit emailing me and telling me that I'm a stubborn Calabrian Italian and that's the only reason why I'm not agreeing with everybody. I have my synoptic reasons. It's a big word, synoptic. All right, but folks, in all seriousness, you know, what my dad once told me, I remember one time we had a hurricane sitting off the coast and it was like sunny outside and they had a hurricane watch up and he said to me, Joe, you need clouds for a hurricane, right? That's pretty intuitive, right? Well, you notice how these clouds are having a tough time spreading west and compared to how they're blowing off to the east, because the hurricane is, what happened there, Frank? The hurricane is delivering its heat off to the northeast, and that is pumping this ridge out here and keeping the stream flow. And it's wild because it gets to these islands, it comes up to the island, whoop, I'm going to go around, whoop, I'm going to go around. Now the question is, does it go around Great Abaco? I'm hoping it does. I'm hoping what it does is, look, I'm hoping it goes around the island so you can see how the frictional effect works. And the current, well, we'll show you the Hurricane Center forecast in just a moment. And again, this is Ivan out here, and this is a system that's trying to develop, but getting, there's the Tut. You see the Tut in there? And of course, this is spreading westward, so Ivan's got a chance to develop. But again, this ridge right here is what is crucial. I cannot believe that this is going to break down. I mean, it's broken down quite a bit over the past few days. That's why this has come north. But I'm sitting here saying, well, why should it break down any more now? It's already taken all the attacks it can handle, and this is supposed to build more, so there's some ifs, ands, and buts here. There's another picture of it, and we get a close-up picture. There's the eye wall. And it's right, that's exactly where Floyd was, right over the elbow of Lutheran. Nassau has been getting wind gusts of 70 miles an hour over here. So these people have been battered in here. And again, the debacle at Great Abaco takes place tonight. You notice how the hurricane is spreading out too. Is, as I said, it will hit with less ferocity than when it was out in the Atlantic. It will be off its peak. And I'm using the term Isabellish in nature. Remember how Isabel spread out and big storm and everything else. Now, here's the Hurricane Center forecast, and it's, by the way, they had 0 error on 120 hours. But the error this morning was it was supposed to be cutting through Nassau, and it's off to the northeast here. So, but they're still buying the buzzsaw sort of situation. And listen, this is a good forecast. I'm not saying it's going to, you know, I'm giving you my opinion. This is a good forecast. Get the heck out of the way if they tell you to. This is Howard, and you can see Howard trying to organize itself out in the Atlantic. Look what the ensembles do. Watch this. This is great. They split into two solutions, one up the East Coast and one into the Gulf. Nice, huh? Real nice. Oh, yeah, we just enjoy this, you know. Look, where we wind up with. New Orleans and New York. Hey, what's 2,000 miles among friends, right? And then you see, here comes onto the scene, what's it? Ivan. That's it. Ivanhoe. Here is the initial 500 millibar, and you can see it moving off to the northwest, 48 hours on the Florida coast, up into north central Florida. You see the way this ridge holds on. I'm trying to say, what are you, you know, there's a little banana ridge over it. Why are you going this way? See, I think this is going to be strong. We're going to see if we're going to see. Yeah, I've held on to this for how long? 10 days? We'll see if I'm right. And then you see it coming up into Georgia. Now, here's the surface map. And this is the surface map once we get to Labor Day evening. And is there a model? Is there a model? Can I get a witness? One model. Can one model support me? The 6Z Eta. Out of 47 models, I found the one. No, actually, I flipped to this. Watch. It takes it right into Georgia on Monday, where I'm concerned it's going to go. So, hey, we'll see. Hey, lots of stuff going on. Stay tuned. We're going to have all sorts of AccuWeather.com goodies all weekend. Joe Lumberg, Henry Margasuti, Frank might even stick his face in front of the camera, right? So you got a lot to look forward to. Enjoy the weather. It's the only weather you got.